Hey, welcome back to another episode of Marketing in Google. And today I want to be able to talk about what Google knows about you exactly. So, this is part of an ongoing series where I explain all of the very powerful Google advertising tools that they make available for marketers like me. Google raked in over 130 billion ad revenue in 2019. Now, this represented more than 20% of the entire global advertising spend of that same year. Daily, there are about 3.5 billion searches on the platform, making it undoubtedly the biggest search engine in the world. Google by far is the biggest business directory, it is the widest billboard, and frankly, it's the most powerful ad platform in the entire world. We've never seen anything like it, and I doubt we are going to see anything close to what Google can do. So, what makes it powerful? Why is it the preferred advertising platform of countless of businesses across the world? The answer to that is simple. It's highly targeted advertising. Now, in the past, advertisers would work around the holy trinity. They would create TV ads, radio ads, and print media, or typically newspapers or magazines. Now, these three platforms are considered mass media tools where you had almost everybody on the face of the earth use at least one of these platforms. And that's exactly how advertisers used to reach people. Now, the goal before was to reach as many people as possible and try to find the people that resonated well with your ad. So it worked a little bit like a shotgun, where advertisers would pick certain TV channels, certain newspaper ads, or certain radio commercials or radio spots to be able to find audiences that resonate with the ads that they were trying to run. And then what happened? We entered the age of data. You had platforms like Google and Facebook come into our lives with the intent of capturing as much data about us as possible and turn it into advertising tools for marketers such as myself. So the conversation shifted from how many people can you reach to how many people can you reach personally. Now, suddenly, advertisers had platforms like Google and Facebook to create highly targeted ads and content and reach a very, very specific set of audiences. Now, I could go on about the benefits here, but it really all boils down into advertising money. You want to be able to put money on platforms that drive results. And in a shotgun approach, now you're just kind of throwing a wide net and hoping for the best. But with highly targeted advertising made available on platforms again like Google and Facebook, you are able to target the right kind of people at the right time. So let's talk about an example. Say I'm a local bank and I want to be able to advertise some of the products that we have, namely car loans and housing loans. Let's say in the meeting with the marketing team, we decided that we wanted to reach a younger audience. We want to be able to get younger males specifically and turn them into customers for our bank. In the past, what we would have done was we would have talked to one of our local TV networks. We would have looked at a channel that they recommended to us, that they guaranteed our target demographic would tune into very frequently. And among all of the possible customers that we could have, among all of the potential customers, we're able to reach just a few of them because not all of them would be watching TV at that same time, right? They could have been late or they decided not to watch that show at that certain time, and we would have missed the opportunity to advertise to hundreds of these people, just by the timing. But again, platforms that offer highly targeted advertising just change the narrative. So in that same example, if I were the same bank targeting people during this time, if I were to go on to Google I can look at the entire online population and tell Google, I only want to be able to advertise to males aged 25 to 34. I want to be able to target males that we know are about to get married because of the research that they're doing online, or they recently got married. And that's not enough. I also want to be able to talk to financially savvy men, people who've done investing in the past, people who've done research on loans previously, because it makes my job easier to sell to them. Now, what Google advertising does is it allows me to target just a very specific set of people, and I am able to funnel all of my advertising budget to just those people. So going back to the previous example with the shotgun approach, I missed out on a few prospects because they had missed the TV channel that I was advertising on. But with platforms such as Google, I'm able to target them 24/7, anytime, anywhere, for as long as they use their mobile phones or surf the internet. Advertisers have shifted from prioritizing the basic demographics such as gender, location, and age in favor of behavior and interests, because it has been proven that behavior, both past and current, and interests are a stronger indicator of purchasing behavior than just simple demographics. Now, that's not to say demographics no longer has a place in advertising. In fact, most advertisers will continue to start with their demographics. But again, because of highly targeted advertising, businesses are able to target people beyond the normal demographics. They're able to target people who have shown past behavior or current set of interests that make me more confident that they will purchase my product. So let's have a rundown quickly on what exactly Google can track. So Google takes note of all of your searching sprees. You know those bursts of web searching where we're looking from page to page comparing products and services? Yeah, Google knows that you're doing that. Obviously, your website activities, it's able to track. And if you use Google Chrome, you just make it all the more easy for them to do so. Google is also able to hone in on your locations. Now, if you didn't know, Google Maps is actually powered by Waze and vice versa. So they kind of feed off each other. So whenever you're using Waze, you're also feeding that information to Google. Mobile app usage is also heavily tracked, and this is how they're able to show advertisements to you during your gaming, or for example, it will show an advertisement and the app makes you pay for those ads to go away. Yeah, that's usually Google advertising. Your YouTube binging is also heavily tracked on Google. So everything that you watch, everything that you search, all of the playlists that you kind of save on your channel, it's curated for you, and it's also tracked for advertisers like me. And lastly, your online purchases. So whenever you jump from e-commerce site to e-commerce site, adding to cart and making these purchases, Google knows that too. So for as long as you interact with their search platforms, you consume content like news sites and media companies, you watch videos on YouTube, you do online shopping, and you use mobile apps, Google is able to capture your data and turn it into leverage for advertisers like me. Now, I want to be able to show you exactly where your data is funneled by giving you a behind-the-scenes look on the advertising tool of Google. So right now, we are on the Google Ads dashboard. This is the dashboard that advertisers like me use to create ads across the Google network. So I just want to be able to skip some parts and move straight into the targeting and audiences. So, like I mentioned, Google is very heavy on locations. And as an advertiser, I'm able to choose which locations I want my ads to show. Right? So it could be cities, it could be countries, doesn't really matter. Of course, I'm also able to use languages, target people who speak a certain language like English or Spanish or whatever the language may be. Now this is where the magic happens, the audiences tab. And I just want to be able to show you just how much Google knows about you. So when I'm picking audiences, I'm able to look through demographics, affinity audiences, and in-market audiences. I'll describe these other two in another video, but for now, we'll just focus on these three things. So, it's just as easy as choosing parental status, for example, where I can target parents of preschoolers or parents of teens. That's not a problem. I can target by marital status, so I know that my ads will be showing to people who are single or in a relationship. I can even target education, going as far as picking people with advanced degrees. Now, a lot of the interesting bit happens in the affinity and in-market audiences. Again, I'm going to describe this in a separate video, but basically all you need to know is affinity audiences are people who've been interested in a certain topic for a really, really long time. So these are people who frequently consume content about certain topics. In-market audiences are people who do active researching and prospecting on certain products or services. In the affinity audiences, I'm able to target people, for example, who are avid investors, people who frequent coffee shops, people who love business theater, people who are family focused or fashionistas. I'm even able to target people who are known luxury shoppers or shopaholics. Sports fans are also available for me to target. And of course, people who are in love with different kinds of vehicles. So again, the affinity market, these are people who have already expressed long-standing interests on certain things. So I'm able to use that and target people who might have a certain liking for the product or service that I'm offering. The more interesting bit for me are the in-market audiences. So again, in-market audiences are people who are actively searching. So if you've ever done a researching spree, where you're jumping from one page to another, looking at one product or the other, you're an in-market audience for that specific product or service. So again, Google gives a huge amount of options for you to look for. And some of the interesting ones are, let's say, for example, baby and children's products, if you've been actively searching for that for your child. If you've been looking through beauty products, going through e-commerce websites, businesses services. So this is my favorite one because I'm a marketing agency. Look through all of these options. Even knows if you're looking at certain educational courses or levels. This one is kind of creepy. If you've been searching actively for jobs, I'm able to target you as well. Food, home and garden, real estate, travel. Down to the accommodations or locations that you're looking for specifically. Very, very powerful stuff. All available for anyone who knows how to do any sort of Google advertising. I'll probably talk about the ethics of Google advertising for some other time, but basically it's allowed advertisers to create personalized experiences for their customers, and the end goal should always be delighting customers with ads that they want to see. So for the marketers out there, I advise you to advertise responsibly. Google advertising is a really powerful tool, and with this tool, you are able to influence decisions and bring people into better situations, which is the point of marketing, or worse situations. That's all the time that I have for you guys today. I'll see you guys soon. Take care and make it great.